A very good evening to all our viewers today. Today we have with us a very special guest who's joining all the way from Italy. He's the co-founder and president at Fair Italy. He has been passionate about sustainable development and nurtured a lot of social enterprises, especially working towards sustainable growth and positive impact. It has been 2 decades that he has been working in this space, and we all are very eager to learn about his perspective on sustainable development and innovation. Let us all welcome Mr. Marco Tortora. Welcome, Marco.
Hi, hi everyone. Thank you, Harsha, for the invitation. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you. Thank you very much. Good evening, I think.
A very good evening, Marco. Now, you've had a very interesting career graph. You've been in academia and the industry for CSR and sustainability. Which one do you find is more challenging to realize the vision for sustainable development?
Well, it's a very tough question. Let's say that at the beginning, many years ago, it was very tough in both. Let's say that just this is my personal experience. I started with the academic, let's say, in the academic field. So at that time, I studied economics and then specialized with a PhD in local development. So let's say that was a niche in economic studies. But then the, let's say, sustainability grew up in interest, and well, I don't know if we can say it's mainstream today, but things have changed. So let's say that I have had the same challenges in promoting sustainability principles, tools, methodologies, both in academia at the beginning and then when I started in business, also in business, for different, of course, reasons. Let's say the constraints or the reactions to this new language and culture, the reasons were different, but there was a sort of, not opposition, but maybe doubts or wondering why we should give, I don't know, a priority to this topic instead of more classical or, let's say, fundamental pillars of knowledge or techniques and so on.
That's pretty interesting. Now, you've co-founded Fair Italy. What led you to co-found an association like Fair Italy, and what is the vision and mission behind it? What do you want to achieve?
Okay, yeah, I co-founded for Italy, this association of profit, more than 10 years ago now, and with the friends, all of us were, well, we came from different backgrounds, but with a great passion about sustainability and people. And so we wanted to create something new, something that wasn't there at that time, especially to promote sustainable business good practices or sustainability good practices. First of all, let's say, to spread the knowledge about that to the world of business, especially since we are in Italy, the world of small, medium enterprises and young managers and entrepreneurs. So that was our goal at the beginning, but it's still today, and we work in that direction.
So, what are the kind of projects that you all are leading, and what are the challenges, executional challenges that you're finding? How do you address them?
Yeah, okay. Let's say that over the years we have started different projects. Italy is an association, as I was saying, with more than 10 years now. We can, let's say, divide its timeline in three different areas. The first was investing in, especially in the institutional activity as a non-profit association, so to be recognized as a solid and valid counterpart in the debate and discussion of sustainability. So we started promoting ourselves and initiatives towards, I don't know, institutions such as universities, business associations, governments, different levels. Then we started promoting our projects and or collaborate with projects of our partners in the second, let's say, period of our life, starting around 2015, when we presented our two of our projects at the Expo in Milan. At that time, we were selected with two ideas in tourism, for the tourism and sport industry, and sustainability, of course. And then from there, we moved on and started also our projects. One of these was a spin-off, so a consulting, let's say, branch of the association, to support especially businesses in their development path towards sustainability. Now, for, let's say, different reasons. First of all, the change in the legislation system for nonprofits, the spin-off, let's say, got back, was incorporated again into the association. So now the association is the only entity that promotes all its activities: institutional, training and educational, and services for businesses. And among the projects we are right now working on, there are, let's say, different projects, but in the last few years we have been working a lot in the fashion industry, especially applying principles and tools of the circular economy and innovation.
That's very interesting about circular economy that you mentioned. So, what kind of principles are you all applying of circular economy in the existing business, and how do you implement it in your day-to-day life? Also, if you would like to share some examples.
Okay, well, let's say that you were asking me before, okay, what were the most maybe the most important challenges we had at the beginning when we started talking about sustainability, especially to the world of business. The reaction was, "What are you talking about? Solar panels? Is that it? What we have to do? What kind of advantage can we have, right?" And now if you talk about, or if you just talk to people and ask about circular economy, they say, okay, it's about waste and recycling. So people think that the circular economy is about waste and recycling. And many managers and entrepreneurs, unfortunately, do the same. But it's not that. It's about creating new value with different business models, using innovation in the right way. So to become first maybe more efficient, and then to find a way to create again value for not just for yourself, your business, but maybe your partners, your suppliers, your consumers, the clients. So it's very challenging, but the time now is different. So people are more, let's say, are open to listen to you and to accept maybe these different concepts and tools regarding, I don't know, refusing, rethinking, reusing, and all the R's of the circular economy. So we are, let's say, we can say that right now there is a change in, at least in the world of business, and the organizations that we collaborate usually. And so that's it. In terms of experiences, you mean personal or
In your personal life, how do you ensure circularity?
yeah. Well,
Any
for
any examples?
yeah, for example, I really like vintage stuff, furniture, clothes, and even the important thing is this: the system is not circular, right? So we try to apply circularity in a system that's linear, meaning that even if I commute or I travel, like today, okay, I had to travel for work, so I took the train, and that's great. But sometimes you have to take the car. So let's say that, for example, for mobility, I try to, for example, to extend the life as much as possible of all the products that I use, from mobility to, again, furniture or to even clothes. So the extension of life of products is an important part. And I think it's also very social, especially if you think about the fashion industry. We cooperate a lot with artisans, micro and small medium enterprises, so they have this passion and also heritage about how to do good stuff, high quality stuff with their hands, right? So they are also able to repair that. Repairing is, for example, something that, well, let's say many people don't think about when they have to decide if, moving on with that, taking that object or with you, or for more, or just to change it with something maybe newer or more, I don't know, let's say beautiful in terms of design, if it's a cloth or garment or whatever. So let's say trying to take with you things as much as possible and to repair. For example, I wasn't very bad at fixing things, but there is this very important website where you can learn how to fix also your computer, and so I learned a lot, and that was also funny. And there is a famous brand in fashion that actually collaborates with that platform to learn, to teach, sorry, people how to repair their clothes. So I think that's a good example. That's what I'm trying to do.
And that's very inspiring, and I'm sure many of them will adapt to this example. It's easy to do for them. Now, what is the impact that you envision of Fair Italy in the coming 5 years? What do you see? What is your vision for the coming 5 years, and what kind of impact do you envision to have?
For you mean the association, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we hope to go on with our work to collaborate with more and more partners to help them find their own way towards sustainability, where sustainability for us is of course, it's larger, wider as a concept than the circular economy. But I think the circular economy can help a lot firms in finding a way uh, to select the right hotspots to invest into sustainability and to get a return for them and for the environment and people. So we hope to be able to promote more of these projects and to move on. So to extend, let's say, our impact.
That's nice. Now, Marco, you are also on the steering committee of Babel, that is blockchains and artificial intelligence for business, economics, and law. How do you connect sustainability with blockchains and maybe cryptocurrencies?
Yeah. Well, first of all, if you allow me, I'd like to thank the professors that invited me to be part of this research unit at the University of Florence in their steering committee, Professor Zatti and Professor Lombardi. Thanks to them, yes, I have the opportunity to focus on the link between the circular economy and the innovation. As I was saying before, and that's especially true today, the circular economy is not new as a concept. It was introduced just a few, say, years, a couple of years later than the official definition of sustainable development. But what's new is the amount of technical opportunities that we have in the market to find a solution for our problems. So being there, it's a great position to see and control what's going on in the world of innovation, see what are the latest evolutions that maybe can be applied to real problems that real companies have, and so to see how blockchain can have that. For example, many people think that blockchain is great for currencies, of course, the cryptocurrencies and so on, but it's very important for the control and monitor of the supply chain in terms of logistics, in terms of manufacturing processes. So that's where, let's say, that's the area I'm looking at right now. And also to understand how maybe we can help managers, entrepreneurs, to learn, to understand the benefits they can get from this technology, because there isn't a hype both in the circular economy, sustainability, and innovation. Everything seems to be nice, or let's say cool, but then you have to apply it, and that's another stuff. So it's very complicated. So it is important to analyze, study, and the different cases, and then to apply the right solutions. So it is important to study on one side all the solutions that you can find the market right now, and maybe select with your partners, of course, the right one for their specific problem. And that's the problem solving approach. If you like the innovative mindset, that's also part of the circular economy.
Marco, you mentioned about fashion industry. That's one of the sectors that you've been working in. How do you ensure sustainable supply chain management in the said industry or any other industry that you would like to pick? How do you ensure sustainable supply chain using the technologies that you have been working on?
So, so the question is, how can we promote the technology to supply chain management? Well, for example, right now, that's part of the research unit work. There is a research, at least at the national level, focusing on, for example, the textile sector and how companies in textiles react to this innovation, how they what they think about this innovation, technological innovations, if they are using this, which one, if not, why, and well, it depends, of course, but on average, we are very far from, let's say, a very well understanding of the real benefits that these technologies can uh, produce for small medium enterprises, all the enterprises in the supply chain. Uh, so let's say it depends. The most advanced small medium enterprises in the supply chain fashion, not just fashion, that have the opportunity, meaning also access to capital's knowledge, thanks maybe to collaboration with university, maybe they have already started this process and they already know where getting, let's say, knowledge of the benefits that can come or will come in in the near future. But for the majority right now, well, let's say they just observe. Many of them maybe don't know exactly what's this is about. And that's a problem because in Europe, we are part of Europe, there is this tremendous effort to promote innovation, the digital transition oriented towards the ecological transition. So the two things in the European Union are really, really connected. So it is very important to promote, that's part as an association of our, let's say, statute, to promote again the principles of sustainability translated into the benefits that can come or the risks that should be avoided. Because let's say that companies will have to change. The sooner, the better.
Very well said. The sooner the better. You have also been a fellow of on environmental politics. What policy changes could governments bring about to ensure effective implementation of Paris Climate Agreement based on UNFFC or Kyoto Protocol? What kind of policy changes do you think that governments should introduce, be it emerging economies or be it developed economies?
Yeah, again, thank you for the question. Very important question. So let's say this, that observing what's going on right now, there have been a lot of changes in the European Union, then also in Italy, legislation, regulations, and the system is very complex. So most of the times, companies, meaning managers, entrepreneurs, don't know what they have to do. So they wait, study, analyze, maybe see what others behave in the market to see if they got it or not. So in terms of policies, let's say, well, on one side, probably simplification as much as possible in terms at least of messages that go to businesses. But at the same time, if a government has a multi-year program, as they should have, also to put in place and on the table, let's say, all the resources that companies uh, should need to start investing into, let's say, sustainability, meaning buying new technical equipment, hiring people, training people, or creating partnerships, whatever. Uh, so what companies really need is, again, on one side, to make things clear so that they know exactly how to be compliant, for example, to the law. But at the same time, they want also to be able to move very, very fast. So again, probably simplification would be the first, where simplification means not just less rules or regulation. It means being very clear about the goals, the duties, the responsibilities, and also the obligations that the company has. Because when everything is clear, you can plan it properly and be very effective. When that lacks, well, there is again the business world doesn't stop, but it goes slowly, and that creates other externalities. Let's say transactions costs that can impact the economy as a whole, and not just, let's say, business transactions between firms. For example, in our case in this area, we don't have in the European Union common fiscal policies that would help probably in terms of cooperation, competition, than in terms of the business and the business and the market.
Thank you for sharing your views on this. Now, you are coming from an academic background. What are the knowledge gaps you witnessed in the space of sustainable development?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat it? I missed the first.
You're coming from an academic background. What are the knowledge gaps that you have witnessed in the space of sustainable development?
You mean
The
the world
knowledge
of
gap,
business?
the subject.
Yeah,
Um,
but in
yes,
general, in the world of business.
in the world of business.
Okay, let's say let's take as an example the word of business, just because it's part of society. Let's say in society, sustainability is very complex. So and today sustainability is a complex issue, a topic within a complex socioeconomic system, very complex. So we need a different approach to knowledge, interdisciplinarity, multidisciplinarity, systemic thinking, system thinking, applying this to all the different aspects and areas of our society and economy. And even if from the theoretical point of view, starting from many decades ago, there is this promotion of system thinking, problem solving, complex systems, field of, let's say, knowledge and so on. And in the real world, that doesn't happen, or if it happens, let's say in an informal way, not because someone decided to start that. So people should be trained more about that to fix the problems we have to experiment continuously. We have, and in order to evolve in the right way, we have also to find the problems and trying to fix it with a systemic and a much larger view. That's not, I mean, we have just to learn from nature. This is how nature works. So we have not just to reply what nature does in specific areas or aspects, but we have also to try to apply what nature does to evolve. And since nature has much more experience than us human beings, I think that could be a good example, at least to try to analyze, to study, and then to try to apply to our small things.
That's a very good input, and I believe that all of us need to know more about the nature and the climate change impacts. Marco, it has been wonderful talking to you and learning from your side and your perspective on sustainable development. Would there be any message to all our viewers who are watching you right now or who could watch the recorded session?
Well, I have to thank you, Arsha, first of all, and all the viewers. I'm personally, but we are at Fair Italy available to chat and go on with the discussion. Very open to questions, proposals, ideas, and I think it is important to promote the SDG number 17, right? Cooperation partnership. So it's been a pleasure to be here. That's part of our goals, also to foster relationships at the international level. So thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that this is just, let's say, the first of hopefully many more meetings, discussions, and maybe to work together for the better world.
Thank you so much, Marco. It has been an honor and a pleasure to know you and host you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye, Arsha. Thank you.
Bye.